Hey there. I'm going to be demonstrating a deadlift in this video, and I'm going to assume that you haven't done a deadlift before, and even if you have, I'm going to teach you a way to use your environment to help you clean up the technique a bit and get more out of the deadlift, okay? So these boxes are going to represent my wall, so just pretend that this is my wall, and I'm going to be using a kettlebell. You can also use a dumbbell if that's what you have. And I will talk about these books here on the floor as well. But to start, what you're going to do is face away from the wall. You're going to get about a foot away. You'll play around with a distance that's right for you. But where you want to place the kettlebell is these horns are going to be right between your ankles, okay? So you can't even see it from this position. But I don't want it over here in front of you or back here behind you. I want it right between the ankles. And your feet are going to be about hip width, so right underneath your hips. And again, you can kind of play around with what feels comfortable for you. You can go a little bit closer together, like this, or you can even spread it out like this. Again, whatever is comfortable for you. And so I'm going to stick with about hip width for this purpose. And what we're doing, a deadlift, is working from that hinge where we're using the dowel, keeping that back nice and straight. And all you're going to do is break at the hips and reach the butt back towards the wall. And so you see how my knees aren't bending. I'm not doing a squat here, but it's a hinge, okay? And so you're going to reach down and grab the kettlebell, lock your shoulders in. So you're going to pull your shoulders out of your ears, and you can even think about breaking the kettlebell in half. Okay, so I have everything nice and locked in. My butt is up against the wall. And then you're simply going to breathe in. Whenever you breathe out, stand up. Then you're going to hold this for the prescribed amount. And as you come down, the kettlebell is going to want to float forward, but you're going to really have to pull it back to get it back into that starting position here, okay? So don't let it drift forward. You really have to pull it back to get it between your ankles. Now, if you're finding that in order to get your butt to the wall, you can't reach the kettlebell, you're starting to curl your spine like this, a way to avoid that is and work up to that range to be able to reach this spot without curling forward. You can lift the kettlebell up to work in the range that you do own, okay? So what I'm going to do here is just simply place this kettlebell on the books here, or a yoga block, or something to elevate it. And the higher it is, then the less range, okay? And so it's right between, make sure it's right between your ankles here. And then you can see how I'm not going down quite as far now, but it's the same exact motion. I just have a little bit decreased range to work with, and that's totally fine. All right, now you go ahead and try.